a moment and talk about our dedicated volunteers who worked for the past year to bring this event to you. So many of you know the Expo started out as two separate events. We had Working Family Resource Center recognizing family-friendly organizations, honoring them every fall at a breakfast celebration. And then there was the Sloan Awards that were done, later on in the fall. Well, we brought these two together, and every year the Working Family Resource Center is such an amazing partner for the Expo. They are in charge of the registration, they're in charge of the planning. They work really hard to try and make this event as smooth as possible. So Beth Quist, Director of WFRC, and her team, I would be grateful if you would stand for a moment, although some may be out in registration. We'll send you our applause, but please stand up. Honorees, the Working Family Resource Center honorees on page 8 of your brochure, so have a look at those and recognize them. You'll see them in the Expo today. Congratulate them. We have several other organizations and individuals who've been helping with the Expo. We have WFC Resources, Life Meets Work, Brookmore Pierce, Engagement HR Services. We have an awesome team from the University of Minnesota. We're going to tell you about that in a little bit. We have the wonderful TCHRA. So please, the rest of our volunteers in the room, if you would be kind enough to stand up and be recognized, we will give you a I'll stand up. Yay, me. Maybe they're just shy. Before I introduce our wonderful keynote speaker, Dr. Verna Price, I'm going to give you a rundown on our day before we get started. As you know, the information that you have received has indicated this is not a traditional conference format. This year, okay, now this is where I'm going to ask you all to pay attention. I want you to, no, you can pick that up, that's fine. You can use that to be a tool. We are going to have just 3 breakout sessions. 3 breakout sessions. These are facilitated by industry experts. And we have panels of practice leaders dedicating their day to discuss each of these challenges, and they are employee engagement, mobility and flexibility, and well-being. Because research has shown us again and again that organizations who take the time to address these challenges will stabilize their workforce. And that's all we can ask for these days. We need to stabilize our workforce, we can improve our company performance. To help facilitate each of these forums, you'll see that they're color-coded in your book. If you look at your name tag, you also will see a color. They correlate. So you are making no choices today. We are going to value your life. So for example, if your name tag is orange, you will attend workforce engagement first. Lucky you, because Paul Botts is at his best in the morning. Well-being second, and flexibility will be third. We will be checking name tags at the door. Do not deviate from this order. Okay, I'm kidding. You can do whatever you want, really. But our mission is truly to get you to try to keep our group size stable. So we don't have, 200 people in one session and 8 people in another and have somebody with hurt feelings. So do what you need to do. If you have to leave early and there's 2 sessions that you really feel strongly about, break the code, that's fine. After the first forum, you're all going to return here for a delicious lunch and celebrate the Elaine McCormick Ray Awards and the Sloan Awards for Excellence in Workplace Effectiveness and Flexibility. Many of our winners are in the room here today. We have lots of time set up for you to visit with our exhibitors. They're awesome. They have lots of new products, programs, and ideas to share with you. Make time to visit with them. After the final forum, now this is important. After the final forum, please head right back here. There's hints, there's indications, there's inklings about a surprise perhaps ending, so you want to be here on time. I have to put in there that the doors will be locked at 3:45. Just kidding. But, they won't be. But I really want you back here, okay? So we're going to come back here. We're going to recognize, we have 3 C-suite individuals who are participating in our forums today, and we're going to take some time and recognize them. Then we're going to move into our facilitators. They're going to do a brilliant debrief very quick. And from there, I'll have some closing statements, and then we have prize drawings that are going to rock your world. There are literally, we've never had this before, hundreds of dollars in prizes that we'll be giving away at the end. So do not miss the ending. Don't. Okay. And today, if you are a tweeter, you will tweet to a hashtag #WorkLifeExpo. So please, throughout the day, if you are inspired, amazed, enjoying it, if you're not having fun, just be quiet. But if you have really something good to say, put it out there in the Twitter sphere. All right, now, we're getting so close to inviting Dr. Verna up, but this is my opportunity to tell you what I think of some things. There has been so many dramatic changes in our workplace. And we all wonder, we look, and we think, what in the world is going on? And I know, we all know what it is. It is the economy. We know this. Back in March, this is brilliant, back in March of 2009, Federal Reserve Bank Chairman Ben Bernanke, I like that name, Bernanke, declared he could see economic green shoots. Economic green shoots in 2009, brilliant. Later that year, Warren Buffett went on the record to say, we're on the road to recovery. December 2009, Larry Summers, director of the National Economic Council, said, today, everybody agrees that the recession is over. Sure. And the question is, what pace will the expansion happen? The expansion. What's the pace going to be? Okay, that's good. That was hopeful in 2010. Later on, Deputy Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Ron Sims, said, this summer is sure to be the summer of economic recovery. January 2012, Matt O'Brien of the New Republic said, this finally might be an economy in recovery. And just last month, Scott Pelley opened the CBS Evening News, finally admitting, saying, in fact, this is the worst economic recovery America has ever had. Well, here's the thing that nobody is telling you. We are not on the road to recovery. We're not even on a path. We have landed on a different planet, and we are not going back, ever. So here's the thing that no one is telling you. Also, our workers today, we know this. Our workers today, all right, 80%, Americans are working 80% more today than in the last 30 years. 80% more today than in the last 30 years. What percentage of pay increases are they experiencing? Raise your hand if you have a guess. Shout it out there. Oh, that is so close. 30 years, we're talking 7%. So of the Americans that received 2 weeks of vacation last year, what percentage left vacation on the table at the end of 2011? Take a guess. 2/3. 250, 7%. That's exactly right. 39% of the same populations had reservations about even asking their boss for vacation. 70, I love statistics. Here we go, more. 72% of employees are stressed. We know this. 67% are considering switching careers. 85% say their jobs are intruding on their personal lives. What a shock. 42% are losing sleep. And you know what the outcome is? It is disconnected, disillusioned, unproductive workforces. And as I tell you this today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about us. It's us, isn't it? I know, we feel it. I know I'm going to admit it because we're in a group, we're in the trust tree. And we can admit all these things. I had the opportunity last month to go to the Governor's Workforce Council, and they're working on some pretty important issues in Minnesota. By 2018, 70% of Minnesota jobs will require higher education, and this is good. We are great. What a bunch of smart organizations we have in the Twin Cities. Here's the problem. Today, 40% of working adults have a post-secondary education degree. So where are we, you, going to get our educated workers? How are we going to keep them? What kind of brand are we going to build so we are sought after? These are the questions that we want to answer today. Because the strategies that we used in the old world and in the past, they aren't working. We have been doing what I call whacking. We WAP things. WAPing? You know what WAP is? If something isn't working inside an organization, what do? Write a policy. WAP it. I had an example. This weekend I was sitting on a friend's patio having a cold beverage, and she was telling me about one of her direct reports. And this direct report, okay, backstory, large real estate organization. Their server was down for 10 days. They were getting snippets of emails here and there, but nothing was effective. They came into work the day after Labor Day. They had a 4-day work week. Deadlines didn't change. So they were on crunch time. Friday night, this woman, client-facing woman, big client, she says, I've got to stay and I've got to finish this statement for the client. I am the face to this client. I'm the face of the organization. I know how to get it done. My friend, her supervisor, got 3, not 1, 2, 3 phone calls from Human Resources saying, get her out of the building. We have mandatory no overtime. This is not an uncommon occurrence. And the woman, she said, I'll work for free. I will not have my reputation taken down because you haven't approved of overtime. I don't need the money. I just need to get the job done. And that's happening over and over and over. Policies are blurring even how we face our customers. We're putting up these roadblocks. Well, listen, we are all here because our workforce isn't all there. There are few people, ladies and gentlemen, there are few people who will decide what will happen in our world. And today, you are being invited to join them. I want you to pull back the curtain and take a seat at the table of change. To get us ready to meet these changes, I am so grateful to have Dr. Verna Price speak with us this morning to inspire us about how to use our personal power to create the changes that we need to make that will positively influence the people that we work with in our organizations. Dr. Verna Price is the founder, president, and principal consultant of J. Cameron and Associates, an organization committed to empowering and motivating people to realize and positively use their personal power. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Verna Price.